So when we're thinking about your investment portfolio, it is so important to actually look beyond Australian shores and actually diversify globally and start to consider both international equities and property as part of your portfolio. The main reason for this is the Australian market's actually a really, really small part of the world. As much as we think we're a big deal, we actually make up less than 2% of the world's stock market. And a really important factor is the types of businesses you're getting access to here. In the Australian market, we're predominantly a financial services and resources market. So if you think of our ASX 200, when you think of we've got a big four, two big miners, an oil and gas company, and two retails and a telco, and the ones I've rattled off there make around about 40% of our stock market, which is insane to think it's so concentrated. And what you're not getting access to in the Australian market, there's not a lot of technology companies, there's not a lot of biotech, pharmaceutical, big consumer brands like your Apples of the world, so they're producing products on a regular basis and selling them globally. They're the type of businesses you're missing out on, and I think for the worse as well, because they're the types of businesses when we think about that are going to grow and compound your portfolio returns over a long period of time. They're the actual ones you want to be in. This really depends on your risk appetite, and there's different types of global equities as well. So I don't think we want to throw a complete blanket over these, but I really think a good balance, almost like a 50-50 approach of Australian versus global, is a good starting point to have if you sort of haven't done a formal risk profile. If you have done a formal risk profile, I think really looking at where you are in the valuation cycle, what level of volatility you're prepared to take on, are really important factors to actually constructing your portfolio correctly. It's never been easier to get started with international equities. You can do it by buying them directly. So a lot of the brokers you can actually click on and buy most developed economies shares directly. If you're sort of not going to be sort of actively participating and doing the research, I'd suggest maybe looking at a diversified portfolio, and you can access them easy on the stock exchange via an exchange traded fund or an exchange traded product. Or you can actually go via a direct managed fund where you've got active overlays and fund managers doing that. And they can be accessed quite easily through any of the investment platforms out there.